Hey there, welcome to the exclusive where we talk to your favorite celebrities about their journey to success. My name is Brenda Mwashumbe, and today we are joined by an amazing, beautiful, fabulous, interesting lady. I love her brains. She personally inspires me. Nina Shavan, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Welcome, Nina.
I am so happy that you came over, Brenda. I'm honored, and all those things you said about me. You better listen, okay? I'm nice, I'm kind, I inspire people, please.
Yes, you do. And this is actually her first interview. I am
Yes,
so honored.
that's true.
Okay, so when I look at you, Nina, I think about the term beauty and brains. Because a lot of people in this generation see a pretty face and they just think there's nothing much to it. But I love the fact that you're proving them wrong.
Yeah.
So I want us to start from the beginning, where it all started. Let's talk a little bit about your childhood, where you grew up, what you wanted to be growing up, where you went to school. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about
that. Okay, let's start where I was born. I was born in our Nairobi. I'm a fifth child, a last child.
Oh.
Yeah, we have 4 girls and 1 boy in our family, and I'm the last one. So I was born in when we used to live in Kibra, and Kibra, famous place for Nubians.
Yeah.
So the whole Nubian community in Nairobi, I think, lives in Kibra. So I was born there, raised in a way that it was beautiful. You know, the child. You're raised in a way that you're not. I was not only my mother's child; I was the community's child, and you know that togetherness, and you eat together, and the fact that I'm a Muslim as well. When Ramadan is there, you know, it was such a beautiful path I took it on when growing up, and then we moved out of Kibra. They think the only place we've not stayed is in Embakasi, but my mom lives in Syokimau now, so cheers, mom. And then I was once in boarding school when I was really young. I have never gone to boarding school again. I think I just tried in 2 different schools, State House Girls and St. Hannah's. It didn't work out. I went to McKinney, so I studied in McKinney literally from class 6 to Form 4.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
So you finish high school, you join the University of Nairobi, and I'm sure most people assume you did journalism and media, which is actually contrary to what really happened. So I want us to talk a little bit about that and how relevant was what you studied in university to what you're doing right now.
I have a diploma in PR. I have a diploma in culinary arts, and I have a degree in sociology. How I ended up being in the media industry is because I would try and look for jobs in restaurants, try and look for jobs in probably marketing firms and stuff like that, and no door used to open for me. But when I started doing voiceovers, it was working. I ventured after voiceovers. I got an internship. Imagine when people are looking for an internship, go to restaurants. I got one in a media house, 1FM. I remember then. And then when I graduated, I moved to Uganda and I got a job in one of the best TV stations. It's called NBS Uganda. So I came back to Kenya. I was at Abri TV. Then now I'm at Metropole. It's safe to say that the media industry has been kind to me. You know, they say once you do something consistently for a couple of years, you become a professional in it. So I think that's where I've reached as well. I didn't do anything to do with media. I did PR, but I didn't do anything to do with media.
Okay, and how many years have you been in the media industry?
Since late 2015.
Wow.
Yes.
You were in Ibru, you've been to NBS doing business, and now you're at Metropole. What is your journalistic specialization?
Anchoring, I must say.
Okay, so in business, politics.
Oh!
Yeah.
At this point, business. Yeah, but you cannot be a Kenyan journalist and not pay attention to politics. It's impossible.
Yeah, okay, so here you are. you're into business, and from what I know, that is a really male-dominated field in journalism. So, what I want to ask is, have you encountered any form of discrimination or bias, especially the fact that most media houses want to give women voyeur stories, if I may call it that.
Yeah.
So, have you this gone through this? Any form of discrimination, bias? Yes.
I would really love to say that it has happened to me, but unfortunately it hasn't, and which I thank God for. I've had stories of my colleagues and what they've gone through, but I have never been discriminated in the media industry.
Wow.
And that's why I say it's been extremely kind.
Yeah.
It's, I've never been, it's,
Okay, and so what has been your greatest moment as a journalist?
I've had very many great moments, but my best moments when I used to host this show that had my name. It was called Nana na Nina. Talk to Nina. It was on Every TV.
Yeah.
I've never felt so fulfilled in my life. When I'm in this media industry, like I was fulfilled at that particular time. Yeah.
And what was your worst moment? What was that one moment you were like, I am done with this industry?
When they took that show off the screens.
Being in the limelight, that's also hard.
Yes.
How do you deal with the pressure?
I don't have friends in the limelight. Yeah.
Okay. But I'm sure you do have friends.
I like, that's how I deal with it. My friends are very fascinating. They're the people I hang out with. I'm always in the house. If I'm not in the house, I'm at home. I'm at my mom's, I'm at work, I'm at my sister's. I'm always in the same place.
Yeah.
So even the people who I hang out with,
Yeah.
So there's no room for being in the limelight, really.
Yeah. Okay, so before you go on air, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of tension. So do you engage in any articulation, breathing exercises, or how do you calm down?
I pray.
Oh.
I pray. And praying doesn't mean that, especially that I'm a Muslim, it doesn't mean that it's 30 seconds, the director is counting down.
Yeah.
25 seconds, you don't rush, and I can't start doing something.
Yeah.
What I do, because normally if I'm distracted before going on air, like 30 seconds before, and I have that anxiety, that means whatever happened to me just right there and then. I've just received news, and you're supposed to go on air, and you're supposed to put on a smile. You have to say to your people, good evening, how are you? I hope you had a good day. So I just tell Allah, I'm like, listen, today is not the day that I can have these mood swings. So just pull them away from me. Just give me a second, I promise you, after I read the first story, I'll come back, we handle it together. So I pray, and He's always got me.
That's amazing.
And the bulletin goes on smoothly.
So mentorship is very important, especially in our generation.
Sure.
So, but we've seen very many news anchors, for one reason or another, they aren't like open to the idea of mentoring people. So, do you have a mentor? Are you mentoring people?
I am mentoring very few people, and most of them are in my family. Because my aunties were like, end up on ina kuwafundisha. So in my family, yes. And as I said, I hang out with the same group of people over and over again, unless I'm at work, or meet new people at a work function or something like that. But as for having a mentor, the closest I have so many mentors. My boss is my mentor. My current boss, is my mentor. He's called Steven. He's the head of the managing editor. My former boss, Terry, was a mentor. She's just an amazing soul. God bless her. She's such a sweetheart.
And she's so amazing.
She's
talented.
And humble.
And
humble. I was like, sometimes I used to joke with her, I'm like, if I had what you had, but you get, she's humble, she's nice, she's approachable. So, and every other station that I've been in, I've always had some of my my bosses as my mentors, but my most well-known mentor, apart from God holding me down, would be Terry and Chabat.
Okay.
Yeah.
2020. 2020 has been that year. Wow. We have had like our downs, and it has been a crazy year.
It's been crazy.
And one of the things that everyone is talking about is COVID. And I know most people don't really know that you tested COVID positive
yeah.
at some point. So I want us to talk a little bit about that. What was your experience? And yeah, let's talk a little bit about that.
COVID-19. You know, when COVID came, I remember reading the news as from November, December, just slowly checking in, and it was just China. So I'd read news. 10 people have been infected by the virus. One person has died. But the next day I check in, it's 300 people have been infected, and 50 have died. And then the next day, 1,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, it was so fast. And we went for Christmas. By even December, no one was talking much about COVID. Jan checks in, they're just fine. February checks in, also just fine. March, all of a sudden, everything, the whole world shuts down. I guarantee you, even the baddest man in the world must have been scared. You know.
Yeah.
Because have you ever been in a position where you're told you can't come out, and the whole country, the whole world was just down? Then we all had to go through what Italy went through. You know, Italy was the first country to make us get, like, now we understood. Now we got it. And then Kenya reports its cases. And then I unfortunately was one of those people who got COVID. But if you want to know how I got COVID, it's one of the Kimbelembele. No, let me tell you. I think every other person has a good story apart from me.
Wow.
This story doesn't make sense. I was with a friend of mine. We're having breakfast. And then he tells me, no, he gets a phone call. He goes, takes a walk, comes back. So he's like, hey, you remember that friend of mine? And or rather, do you know that friend of mine? I was like, yeah, what's up? Hey, he just tested positive for COVID. But you know what? I was with him last week. But he just tested. I was like, but if you're with him like on Tuesday, it doesn't matter. And then, you know, you start questioning each other. COVID is so serious. It's like you're having sexual relations with this person. You get?
Yeah.
So you just even want to help out. And imagine just because it's sat close to him like this, I already feel like, wow. Because COVID, with that picture of Italy, you see COVID, you see death. So it tells me, let's take a drive and we go finish our breakfast. We're having a meeting. That meeting. By the way, we've not even had that meeting. To date, we've not had that meeting. We've never discussed what we were supposed to discuss that day. And then so we went to get. I took him to get tested. It's like, you know what? You also get tested. You're a journalist. You know you have to go through this experience. You have to tell the story. I'm like, but I don't want.
You were scared.
Like I was, I'm bringing you. That's what that thing up your nose. That's the worst feeling in the world. So, how he convinced me, I don't know. Checked in, did the test. I did the test. Of course, I had a very hard time with that person who was doing the test. By the way, that guy looked. Listen, the government and all the governments in the world needs to hear this. Or the people who are doing the swabs, please, at least let them have a good heart. Let them be. That guy was not friendly.
Wow.
He just sprayed the place after my friend had gone in. Sprayed the place, made me sit down, and then he told me, "No, kinisumbua itakuuma."
Wow.
Was it necessary? And of course, nitakusumbua kabisa. But anyway, so did the test, waited 3 days, and my friend kept on calling me and that. We've not spoken for a bit. And then he keeps on calling. He's like, have you got any results? I'm like, I've not even checked. Those guys have not called me. He's like, no, you should call them. I'm like, why? They'll call me. We still have time. He's like, no, you should call them. I was like, okay, I'll call. But I was taking my time. I was not in a hurry because for a fact, I was so sure it's not going to.
Just positive.
Yeah, I was so sure. Calls me after like half an hour. Have you called? Cause I was like, oh, what is the problem? What do you want? I'm trying to clean my house. You know.
Yeah.
He's like, no, call them. I'm sending you the number that you can call. I'm like, have you received your results? Then he hung up on me.
What?
So I texted him. I'm like, what's going on?
You knew
have you received your results?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. And I'm like, so? He's like, I'm going to Nairobi Hospital because I'm like, tell me. He says, positive.
Wow.
You know, you can't explain that feeling. Now that I think about it, it was a very stupid feeling. But then, my heart, I think it dropped down to my stomach. Pop! And it settled for a bit. I rushed to the washroom. I couldn't breathe. I think I was having a
panic attack.
Like, I couldn't explain. Now, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. Because for my friend and I, the tightest or the most contact that we have with each other was just riding in one car. Yeah, that's the closest we've been. So I started now comforting myself. I'm like, his is just different. Let me call these guys myself. I called them. I finally picked and I said, hi, my name is Nina Shaban. I just wanted to know my results. I'm like, what's your name? Shaban. He hung up. Called me again. I called him again. I said, excuse me, you hung up. I really need to know so that I can come and if it's positive, I come and get the letter and I know what next. He says, yeah, it's positive, hang up.
So rude.
And you know, I was so mad at him.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that he just told me the truth.
Yeah.
Badly, I was mad at him. Yeah. But when I got there, I forgave him. And I'm going to tell you why. So he tells me it's positive. I call my mom. My mom is like, let me come and get you. Yeah.
Wow.
So imagine only a mother. But you see, only a mother would want to be, you know.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. I kept on telling her, are you serious?
Yeah, mothers are the world.
Are you serious? Like, yeah, but you're my baby. Come, let me come.
Oh
if anything is happening to you, I am going to be there. Let it happen to both of us.
Sweet.
It was a serious fight. My sisters had to be called to tell her not to go there. So I was here for 14 days. Hey, I entered the car. I remember calling my boss, wailing, and then I was calling all my doctor friends, trying to get advice.
Yeah.
And you know, with this thing, it's not like doctors don't know how to deal with it. It's just that you can't tell what is hurting until someone is probably critical, is in a critical condition. So I on the way, I'm calling my boss, I'm screaming, I'm crying. I think even the cars that were close to me, they're just like,
what is wrong with
she really okay? What is she going through? I'm screaming. The windows are up, but I'm screaming. I'll be hitting the steering wheel. My boss is just telling me, calm down, relax. I'm like, no. Because I'd seen my mom. So everything was not making sense. I got to Parklands, I got my results. I left and then I called this now. I was going through my Instagram and then I saw the final doctor, this last doctor friend I saw. I've interviewed him a couple of times and then he put a post there that he just tested positive for COVID. I called him and I told him, by the way, first things first, I'm not going to hospital. Because there's nothing bad as you're being told you're sick and you're not feeling anything.
Yeah.
So you're just panicking, waiting for that feeling.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times I sprayed perfume in my room to check if I'm still smelling?
Yeah.
I taste things, salt,
Yeah.
sugar, because I'm like, is my taste, where are my taste buds? They're still there. Yeah, so I'm asymptomatic. Fine. But why do I need to stay in the house for 14 days? For me, it didn't make sense. So it messes up with your mind. You even there's a time I was asleep. Of course, I took supplements. I took I had cetirizine. I had vitamin C, the zinc tablets as well. We're good, just to make sure. We are fighting, even if it's there, it's not there. Whatever we are thinking. Since the doctor said it's positive, let's fight it.
Yeah.
I was in this house for 14 days.
Not feeling anything.
Nothing. In fact, there's a time I thought I was having a severe headache, so I called that doctor friend of mine. He said, what exactly are you feeling? I'm like, my head, I don't want to die. I was having nightmares. I dreamt that these guys with the PPE kits, the white ones, they're going to come and carry my body as if, it was really damaging. It really damages the brain.
So it's not only like a physical battle,
No,
it's a mental battle.
It damages the brain.
Yeah.
It really messes you up. It does.
I'm really
It
sorry.
does. It's okay. It does. And then it was just heavy. But 14 days later, now I can gladly say I think Corona is something that can be fought. Corona, we've created this, it's such an enemy, and I'm sorry to say this because I know the numbers in Kenya are going up, and I still don't think it's something that cannot be handled. It can. Yeah.
That was so deep. So let's go to a lighter topic.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I think most people don't know your business side. That you have Mikena's Kitchen.
Yes.
So I want us to talk a little bit about that and how you juggle being an entrepreneur and work, especially being an anchor.
It's hard.
Yeah, it seems hard.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. And if there's one thing, if I was to give an advice to people out there, before I even give the story, you cannot do a business as a side hustle. That is impossible. Something's gotta give.
Yeah.
Do you know we disrespect our time and energy so much? We think that we can do it all, but you can't. You still need to sleep. You need to get some rest. Your mind has to be you have to focus on one thing to get better results. So you choose one battle. It's either you're underemployment or you do business. For those who can do it and they prosper, well and good. But it's a bit hard. The juggling is tough. Sometimes it's tough, but you can't leave. For me, I can't leave my job because I really love what I do. And I can't drop my business because it's like a child to me. My first child, my only child actually. And my nephews, don't be mad. I love you guys. So but since I'm so affiliated to both, it's hard to leave any of them. I love them, they're part of me.
So tell us a little bit about Mikena's Kitchen.
So Mikena's Kitchen is, as I said, I did culinary arts immediately after. I remember my sister a couple of years back, she was trying to buy a house. And we started going around with the agents. And somehow we ended up in a commercial building. So it's on tourism. It's a tourism fund building. It's just a small space, not too big. It's not shabby at all. So I got it years back when my sister was trying to get a house. So instead we got a restaurant, but it took so long. The development, like the construction took so long. So due to the fact that it's taken long, Mikena's Kitchen is something that started in 2014, was registered in 2014, but it's just woke up in 2019 because that's the same time the building was done. So it's still a very young project, but so far so good. I've partnered with a friend of mine who's a food recipe creator enthusiast when it comes to Martin's food, and I can say so far so good. Yes.
So Nina, if you had a chance, would you do it all over again? Would you choose journalism? You will.
Because I'd be so far right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I went to school to study journalism,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. What? Knowing what I know now, yeah, I would definitely go.
Well,
I'd went be far.
I know the men will kill me if I don't ask this question. Are you single?
No.
Oh, you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Married?
No.
I'm
not married.
Okay.
You know, marriage is a bit deep, eh?
Yeah.
That one, we'll have to set another interview to talk about marriage.
We need another exclusive.
Marriage is a bit deep, but no, I'm not single. And I'm happy I'm not single.
Okay.
Yeah, he is just an amazing person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So in conclusion, what are the main things that you've learned in your journey?
The main things. The first one is we get God wrong. He doesn't want us to be perfect. He wants us to try.
Yeah.
And if God doesn't want us to be perfect, he just wants us to try. That means that in life you should always do your best and leave the rest to him.
Yeah.
Let him sort it out. You're not Superman. You cannot save the world. And in everything you do, be patient. Give time some time. When you're going through a hard time in life, when you're going through a good time, nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
Give time some time. And time will heal you completely. Time heals all wounds. Not medication or nothing. Just time.
Yeah.
Be calm. Be happy, man. And then life is short. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best in your
Thank
journey.
you.
It has been such an honor to have you.
No, it was an honor for you guys coming over. I really appreciated your company. Mulipewa lunch.
And we want that exclusive with your Mr.
Inshallah. Inshallah, baby. You've heard? Inshallah.
Well, there you have it from the queen herself, Nina Shwan. My name is Brenda Moshombe. Join me next time, same place, same time.